Oh, hello. It always starts just before I'm ready. Welcome! Welcome to today. Let's tap in. I haven't found a new spot for my chimes yet. Let's tap into the healing tones of the earth. Yes, excellent. So, welcome to today, where we tap in to the messages of right now, timeless messages, because energy is past, present, future, what has yet to be, what will be, what could be, what will not be now that you know, stuff like that. So use your intuition. These are messages that confirm stuff that you already feel inside of you. That's how you know if it's for you, right? It's like a confirmation of your inner knowing. Okay. This beauty. It's giving me 8 vibes. Like the spider. 8, 8. The number 8. Openness. Ooh, I love this in consideration to the number 8 because of this infinite loop, right? It's like this openness, a never endingness. Beautiful. Okay. Energy of openness helps you take an open and honest look at yourself. Quite often, we have all kinds of saboteurs working against us at a subconscious level. This energy helps us recognize those and to experience ourselves on a deeper level, right? And we do that with deeper understanding and recognition of self. If we are scared to go into the depths that are us, we will never truly know us, right? We need to go all the way in to see and to feel and to know and to recognize and to be like, what? No, really? Oh, okay. Well, this is what I gotta do now, right? To make it better. And you're doing it for yourself, right? Objectively. What is better? What is holding me back? What is helping me? What is hindering me, right? And honestly, okay. So we'll get a backup from the rooms on this openness. Openness to whatever's gonna happen in the world for us today, or in the future, or in the past. I don't know. Okay. I got one, and it's so low. The sun card. Okay. Success. Gorgeousness. Success and gorgeousness. I'll let the book speak for itself because you can't top its beautiful opening. It's beautiful opening. The sun flashes off the brilliant feathers of the kingfisher as he bursts from the water, droplets sparkling like diamonds. So I'm getting this bursting through, right? We've gone deep into the depths. We found and excavated and uncovered parts of ourselves, treasures that are us from the deep, deep realms. And we are bursting through, renewed, anew, with extra booty that we found down there. And we're like, woohoo! Okay, that's what I got. That's what I got from this bursting through the surface. Okay, sparkling like diamonds. The diamonds are all the jewels that we excavated from the depths. Okay. So Wilo holds within it the radiance of the sun. Okay, sorry, got excited. It is the energy of life, strength of character, and completeness. This rune speaks of clear vision, the victory of good over evil, and light dispelling the dark. Good fortune and positivity await you. You have the energy to overcome any challenges and achieve your life goals. Bam, snap, boosh, skadoosh. Success, sensuality, wholeness, life force, and victory. Okay? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Openness to that. Just be open to that. That's all you gotta do. It's all you gotta do is be open to it and you will receive it. You will receive the reflection that you perceive. What's that even mean? I think I gotta write that down and look at it like that. You will, what? I don't even remember what I said. Perceiving reflection. I don't even know. Oh no. Oh well. Okay. Note to self. When I watch it back later, have a pen and write it down. Okay. Something about your perception is what expands you. I can feel that. I can see that. Your ability to perceive. Well, this is the thing. I mean, we carry around the wounds of the past wherever we go from the moment it happens, right? And it's our ability to go back and to perceive it from a different perspective that allows us to pull the wisdom, the lessons, the things, the jewels, the gems from it to empower us, right? And before, we may have looked back and, yes, very much a victim, but looking through something about victim eyes versus a more expanded perspective, big picture, something. Okay. Okay. So let's get some tarot cards. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. We're going to go through and we're just going to pick some today. And come what may, we'll see what spirit has to say. Okay. So the first thing is the first card that comes out. What's it gonna tell us? Okay, the releasing of the old ways. The old ways of being, seeing, knowing, thinking, feeling, perceiving. This is the stuff you leave beneath the surface once you emerge, right? And it has contributed to the efficacy of your bursting through the surface, right? Think about if you're holding a bunch of weights and you're trying to get up there, the fact that you went down and let go of these things made you so light that when you returned to the surface, you burst through because you're just like, wow. I'm thinking about, like, you ever had those weights that used to Velcro to your feet, right? And they'd have arm ones too, or whatever, and you'd walk around with them for a while. And then when you took them off, your feet were just like you could fly or something. Just, you could totally tell the difference. Okay? It's kind of like that. We carry so much. Okay. We've got the Two of Cups falling down on grounding. So we're grounding this in. We are enlightening ourselves so that we are open to beautiful relationships. Okay. This could be people, places, and things from the past that were weighing us down, and not in like you're heavy and toxic and you were holding me back in life, but kind of like that, but not like that, but totally like that. You know what I mean? Because when you are locked into circumstances or situationships that aren't contributing to your lightness, well, the other is true. It starts to be heavy. And that heaviness is really what you are releasing when you create a boundary, create distance, and pull away from whatever the things that hold you back. I mean, we can feel this too in daily habits or things that we do regularly, places that we go all the time. It starts to get redundancy, it starts to get like, we're doing this again, right? And that's heavy, that's weighty. And so by changing it, by letting it go, you become lighter. You are enlivening the space with new energy. Okay, we got lots of ideas. Okay, we've got overthinking, but we also have so many ideas you don't even know what to do with, right? And this person's like, so many ideas, but you can only deal with one at a time. Okay, and these ones, maybe they're not such great ideas. We'll just let those fall away, right? And even if it were overthinking things, I feel like if that were a process, could be another aspect that weighs us down, right? Think about all these ideas in our head and not being so inundated by them that it weighs us down and makes us immovable, right? We're like, I'm not going to do any of those things now because I can't decide on one. And so this is a releasing of the old ways of spontaneously combusting in your brain, and instead kind of filtering through and finding the ones that really ignite that flame inside of you that makes you go, okay, this one, let's go with this one for a while, right? And seeing it through. I also feel like because it did fall beside this Two of Cups, and now it's kind of drawing me into overthinking what this can look like. I mean, look at it, first of all, right? But what does that mean? What does that mean to you? And so trying to think it to death is not going to help it, because it will be what it will be. It will be what it will be. Yes, okay. So this old way, so this landed on the overthinking, and this brings it to overthinking about what this could be, okay? Because it literally landed right in between this. This is like defenses built around yourself to protect you from things that hurt, right? So one of the reasons why we overthink in partnerships is because we're trying to prepare ourselves for, the worst case scenario, right? But by doing this, we inadvertently project those fears upon the other. And then that's what we see. We end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And I've felt this. I've felt the effects of it, where someone is imposing their past hurts that they're trying to get ahead of, right? See it before it happens. But they ended up projecting that upon me, and I started noticing myself. I was acting different than I normally do. And I'm like, that's weird. I mean, after the fact, right? Because you're in it. I'm like, well, that was weird that I even said that or did that or responded that way, because that's usually what I don't do. Well, what you're feeling is the projection from the other, anticipating that you are going to act or respond or be this way. And it kind of happened. And this isn't to discount one's own toxicity, right? But there is a interplay, right? So we're leading back to this openness, being open to what is versus trying to over prepare for what could be. Okay, I feel like this is old ways that are being released. This is stuff that is down beneath the surface. It's also swords involving communication. And so, and there's boundaries. Yeah. So in this stage, instead of communicating your boundaries, you took your sword of truth for that moment. My throat chakra immediately responding, and used it as a wall. And this is like you started to build your defenses with the truth that you never spoke out loud. And this isolated you, right? Just like in the Seven of Swords, all the manipulations and betrayals and hurts and wounds and stuff like that you chose to internalize, and not even choose. A lot of the times we don't know how, right? We weren't taught how to communicate. We had to figure that out. Even how to make boundaries, right? This was part of this process of boundary making. So, okay. So this letting go, this going beneath the surface to release the old ways of doing. Now you have emerged one who can make clear boundaries for themselves, one who can speak their truth unabashedly. And this comes from that healing, the external validation, right? Because when you are too dependent on another person's approval, you are less likely to speak your truth, because to speak one's truth is to risk offending another. And you have to be standing firmly in who you are and in your truth in order to stand behind it, speak it, and to also allow the other person the respect and the autonomy to react however they are going to react to your truth. And then you both move accordingly from that point, right? Okay, this is what is going to strengthen and allow a meeting of hearts in relationships, because you are what you are. You are presenting who you are. You are speaking who you are. You are reliable in that. You know, this person always speaks their truth, and I can rely on that. I can trust that. They're not going to just tell me whatever they think I want to hear, right? They're not creating a facade that I am falling for. But really they're this whole other creature, right? Oh, the sun wants to come out today. Okay. So I feel like this is an openness to how we navigate relationships. Okay, the high priestess just smack down on the 2 of cups. Okay, so this is your intuition. This is things unseen, right? This is secrets, dark spaces. This is knowing. I spotted it and it creeps me out every time. It's the only detail in my whole deck that I just don't get. But look at this little, what the heck is that? Is it a little hand? But it, like, look at the scale and the size, and it just doesn't make sense, and it's creepy. It's like, what is that? Oh, okay, don't look at it. I'm covering it up. Intuition, knowing, sensing, feeling, trusting. Yes. Okay, so your intuition and your boundaries, your intuition is part of your boundary setting, right? And knowing when boundaries need to be set and when, well, I think healthy boundaries in all cases are good, but there are some people who need different types of boundaries, right? And your ability to intuit when and where and how and when and why and who. Okay, this one. It is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is the turning of the tides. And this makes sense. When you change how you interact with people, the way people interact with you changes as well. And I feel like this is going to start showing up in your life in really cool ways. So maybe you know, highly observable and intuitive and sensing and feeling. And so when you used to walk into public or into, you know, like the grocery store or whatever, you're used to having people respond to you in a different way. And it's a mixed bag, right? Some people are immediately triggered and they're rolling their eyes, and some people just can't even look at you and bounce away. They're just like, ugh, like they just caught a whiff of something that made them, like, offended them, and so they had to move away, right? Other people are stop what they're doing and they turn and look at you and they're like, what, who is, what's going on here, right? um and well, this is an intensifying of that. I also feel like people are going to be drawn to you being like, what's something, it's like they can see that you're lighter somehow, right? They're like, you're not walking around with a bunch of heaviness like everybody else or a lot of other people. What's going on with you? What's different? Something, right? I had a woman at the grocery store the other day, the cashier. I'm pretty sure he's got a little crush on me or whatever. And um, so he was just like, oh, I like your hat or whatever, complimenting me on my hat. And did you make it? And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then the woman behind me, she's like, oh, your hat. And she does this. She's like, do you have a card? This is what she did to me. Do you have a card or something? And I'm like, actually, I had one card in my pocket, which was funny. So I gave it to her. But this is what I mean. Like, I was just getting groceries and people were like gushing over me. And some random woman asked me for my card, right? So it's going to start the energy is this is the shift of the energy, right? This is the evidence of the wheel shifting, of the work that you have done, and how it that energy shifting through that work, how that ripples out and affects your world in a beautiful way. And I mean, that's just one little thing. I'm also talking like, lights turning green as you pull up, somebody pulling out of a parking spot as you're pulling in, like just the beautiful divine timing of things. There's so many ways that the universe speaks to you once you get in on the vibe. And it's beautiful, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you want, right? Because it's like it keeps you there, it keeps you present, it keeps you looking, because you're like, well, it's like a high five from the universe. Right? It's like your divine spirit team winking at you, or getting a text message from a lover being like, I'm thinking about you, and you're like, yay, right? But with the universe. Okay. So be patient and prepared, okay? And then this tower fell. Well, it flipped. It didn't fall. So I feel like any towers that happen now will be held in a way for you to move through with for about efficiently. Okay, because the patient prepared night, right? Like, look at the time and effort and detail. I don't know if you've ever done patchwork, but it takes a long time that this night has gone through, and they are standing ready to move. They're waiting for the signal, right? They're waiting for the rainbows to come out. Yay! For the sun to come out. They're waiting for the tower to fall down so that they are ready to rebuild, and they've got all the materials available, right? People are so scared of towers, but if you've ever built something once, there are always things that you would have done differently if you had only known, right? And so every time a tower falls, this is an opportunity to address those other alternative ways of doing things, right? And that's a good thing. Okay, there it is. That's the one I was talking about. The Seven of Swords. Okay, this is your those manipulations and wounds of the past and how they have turned into your foundation, basically. Right? If we think of these things as the foundation blocks that were used before, and because we were in a state of survival mode and not knowing and people pleasing and facade creating to survive and all of this stuff, a lot of what we were using, what we had used, it was quick, it was shoddy, it was, meant to fall. Okay, because those old stones, those old rocks, weren't made of stuff worthy to hold an empire or something old, worthy to hold anything. So this releasing, there's so many swords here. Okay, so there's something about speaking your truth as well. So this openness to communicate. And I'm also, okay, I don't know if they're gonna go, but I just had 2 crows land on the tree outside. Look at the sunshine. I don't know what that's about. The crows. They don't usually land right there. That's bizarre. Okay, so this is giving me, we don't need to focus too much on where we've come from. We know what we've come from. We've known what we have overcome. We know what we have endured. This is about our victory. This is about light dispelling darkness, right? This is about the sun bursting through the surface with water droplets dripping like diamonds. Okay, and so this is what the sun and the crows are telling me, is that we don't need to be bound by the old foundations anymore. Those have crumbled. Okay, and now it's, how are we going to build from here? We've retained the wisdom from the past. All else, right? Right back to the bursting through the surface. And when we were down there, we released a bunch of stuff. What is going on with the birds? Come on. Oh yeah. So I was falling asleep last night, and then I hear the owl, the barred owl that does that specific call to its mate, and it suddenly got louder, and I was like, what the heck? And so I look out my window and I saw it fly up over me, over my window. First of all, seeing an owl in the middle of the night is like rare because they're stealthy and quiet, right? And yeah, so I'm like, what? That was so cool. Okay, last card. Okay, that's what the crows were like. You're done with the past. This is what you're building. This is what you're building on. This is what you're building with. This is what you're building for. This is the sunshine. This is the rainbows. This is the love vibe. This is the gorgeousness. Okay? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is the gorgeousness. Okay, so I'm just going to take the past that we have. Boom! Dealt with. Boom! Look at this. Never done that before. Gorgeous. Okay? Yes. Yay! Okay, let's get a mushroom card. Because today feels like a forest day. Get out in the sunshine. Yes. Transmute with the fae folk. Oh, the fairies want to come out too. Yes, of course they do. Whoa. Okay. Mycena interrupta. And number 28. It's inedible. Purpose and judgment. A small but mighty mushroom with a big purpose. Don't ever let looks fool you. Remember the analogy of the tip of the iceberg. You never know what's under the surface. You see only what wants or needs to be shown. The mycelium of this mushroom is a mass within the wood, slowly decomposing it and turning it into nutrients that supplies the nearby trees. It is small, but plays such an important role. It is not only stunning, but hard to spot because it is a tiny mushroom. This card indicates that you don't need to be seen while completing your purpose, and don't be worried about what people assume about you. Small and fragile does not mean insignificant and useless. It means there is beauty in everything seen and unseen, and not to judge a situation or person at first glance. It takes time to understand any person or thing, because there is always so much more under the surface. It could also mean not to judge a book by its cover. People have so much more depth to them than they let on. There is always more to learn about a person or situation, so don't assume. Gather your information and look deeper. Okay, and I feel like this is supporting the old projections and fears that we can impose upon another person. Okay, I've never had so many freaking birds flying by the window than we have today. I'm just putting all the cards back. Okay. Let's get a fairy card here. Ask the fae cards to come out and play. I love rainbow days. Even though it turns me into a rainbow tiger or rainbow leopard. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was so crazy. I'm like, it's the back, it's the front, it's the back, it's the front. The Topsy Turvets? Okay. Ooh, and we've got the Singer of Transfiguration on the bottom. Yes. That wanted to come out. Okay. Okay. 51. In a reading, the Turvets suggest that things need to be looked at from another angle. Okay. We need to back off from our emotional entanglement and look anew. That's pretty much what we were talking about. Much of the apparent confusion about the issue is caused by a faulty point of view. Get the opinions of honest others and then relook at your own. Defensiveness and denial may be causing much difficulty. Try imagining that you are looking at the situation from the point of view of each of the others involved. This is not an exercise in deciding how others ought to see things, but in discovery how they really do. Words like he ought to see that are not useful at this time. If the Turvets card turns up and another point of view does not readily suggest itself, it may be useful to draw another card for further information. As you might choose to do another reading, address that issue independently. Remember to pause and listen for hints from the Turvets themselves. They are experts in the field. I believe no fairy is completely good or bad, but fluidly embodies both extremes. Okay, change of viewpoint, fresh looks, and new ways of seeing. Okay, and this is that bursting from beneath the surface and now being above the surface, right? It's a whole other view. And this is why we took the below the surface content and put it away, because when you're above the surface, what does the surface look like? You can't see everything that's going on down below, right? And both things are true when you're engaging with other people. What you see on the surface isn't all that's there, right? Everybody has their own concoctions of, that crow was there staring at me again, their own concoctions of things that live in the dark spaces, and their attachments or detachments as well. Okay, I lost it. Okay, let's go to number 11. So it asks to pull another card to help this. Transformation, transcendence, and metamorphosis. And jackpot. This card in a reading signifies the joy of success after a time of struggle. Okay, so this has been one of our challenges, right? One of our things is looking at things from a different perspective and knowing when to and when not to. That this was that overthinking card, right? The over preparing, overthinking something to the extreme point that you start to superimpose or project your fears or the things that you're trying to avoid by over preparing onto, right? So there's something about this shift in how you perceive. What was that? There was a saying in the beginning. Maybe it works. I don't know if I wrote it down. Did you write it down? I'll write it down. Maybe that works here. Okay, I forget what it was. Oh, okay. So a new way of life has been accepted and is being integrated. I love that. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb up the path. Wow. And with the sun card, right? So Willow coming out at the beginning, and look at this literal sun confirmation, okay? This transformation, I've got the chills. They're multiplying. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Should we get a love message? Oh, Okay. We've got harmony, expression, and forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. Beautiful. This is what allowed you to free yourself from beneath the surface. This is what enlightened you to burst forth and shine like a bunch of sparkly diamonds. Okay, I forget what I was saying. Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Yes. And harmony. You are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. Gorgeous. Yes. I don't know if you saw that because it's all sunshine now. Wow. Wow. Okay. Love messages. Protect your energy still, especially because you have spent a lot of your time under the surface and now you are up free. And so give your time to acclimate before you start surrounding yourself with energy that is not yours. Yes, is what I want to say. Time to rest. That's that patience and preparedness part, right? Take your time as you are building a nude. You're no longer quick. I have to throw down something and build something so that I got a safe place to be, right? Now you are safe in yourself. So you can take time and plot and think and consider, is this a solid piece? Yes. Is it good there? Yes. 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 Okay. Next, right? Take your time. Switch up your usual route. Okay, this is that confirmation of the beginning. There was something about energy movement and how that enlightens and enlivens you. And a wish coming true. Okay, believe it, trust it. I mean, how many confirmations will it take before you're like, okay, right? All of them. All of them. Okay. There's all those guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is what we have left of the reading because I put cards away like a badass. Okay, we got the fairies coming out to confirm that gorgeous jackpot. I mean, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. How is it not a jackpot? You're open. You're shining like diamonds. You're ready or in or on this pathway of gorgeousness. Okay? Okay. We've got the horse, of course. Okay, this is your horsepower that you are protecting. We've got the love dove, looking at it from a different perspective. This dove has been flying upside down its whole life, and now it's like, oh, I totally need to turn around. I don't know. Okay, and then we've got the sun and moon kitty. So there's your balance. There's your loyalty to self. There's your going within, introspecting, seeing. This could also be your old ways, right? You used to be a fish in the water, looking within, finding the treasures, taking the gold, releasing the old, and boom, you emerge a kingfisher, right? We've got the dragon here, purifying, cleansing, cleaning, bringing you in with your magic, reconnecting you with your magic. Okay, we've got the self-care, the rose quartz and the spider back. So this is take care, self-care, right? This is the protector energy. Build a web of harmony and joy. I don't know if you've ever seen when the sun hits a web at the perfect angle, the whole web turns into a rainbow. It's gorgeous. And I feel like this is what you are experiencing in your life right now. The sun, the light hitting your web of life at such a perfect angle that it resonates and glows with rainbows. Okay? Something like that. Is that all? They kind of go flying. Sometimes I find some when when I'm putting them away. Okay. So this is your intuition. Trust your intuition. Trust your ability to see and feel things that not a lot of people can. This is um, this is part of the gifts you have retained and excavated from the depths. And so have gratitude. Be grateful. Okay. There's the gorgeous sunshiny reading for today. I hope there was something beautiful for you to inspire, support, encourage, whatever you need. I hope it gave you some of that. Okay. Love you, appreciate you, and hope to see you next time.